11 days, we will be in cuffing season. You're going to be by yourself for Thanksgiving because the restaurants are going to be open. You're going to look real sad at Thanksgiving sitting at that table with you, your single mama, your single sisters, your single cousins who are baby mamas, all them dogs. It's going to be a bunch of grown women, unmarried women, out of wedlock children, pets. You ain't been nowhere on New Year's Eve ever. Dick Clark is feeling sorry for you. And the madness still ain't over after then. After you've had to suffer through uh, a, a soy tofu turkey, you've had to lie to yourself about Christmas and buy your own gifts and play, go to your. You're going to have to go play with other people's kids because you don't have your own with your PhD ass. Oh, then the New Year's. Then the the cherry on the stupid Sunday. Shout out to Amazing Lucas. Is Valentine's Day. Single as French toast. But instead, what you're going to try to do, what is this crap that they're doing these days where women are getting together on Valentine's Day? Oh, I think you're disrespectful for running around acting like this does not exist. Women like that are your enemy, sister. Women like that are your enemy. Women like that who want to shield your ears from the truth are your enemy, not me.
That nigga was good. And Kevin was right. The sisters are the enemies, not us, brother. We're here to teach. We're here to help. You understand? Hey, that nigga, you need to understand something, man. We are becoming so informed. Like I said, we can write a book, we can throw a conference, we can go to war with information, whatever. So that nigga, I got a lot of work for you, man. Yo, whoever else come in, come in. But listen, this man wants to be brilliant, and this is what it is. One thing we often understand is, are we in a war? Yes. In war, what do you need to know? You need to know your enemy. You need to know, even though our younger generation, they don't choose to really have babies. It's not even the same trap anymore. So at this point, we just are becoming smart because women are not truly trying to dangle having a family. They just want to have the man know that, no, my box can have a family. I'm just not choosing to do it because I'm strong and I have discipline. We disagree with that. We totally disagree with that. This ain't got nothing to do with none of that. And then this week's, we got the most powerful classes this week, man. I'm gonna tell you straight up. These classes, it broke my heart. You understand? Like, and I go all the way there. But when you understand this new shit that we on, we about to really break these bitches down now. This it's done got bad. It's done got bad. We done broke them down every which way possible, but they wanted to throw more stuff at the prince. So we're going to get into it early and often. We got a lot of work to cover today. We got a lot of shows to do today. It's a lot of shows I'm cooking up. I saw K Michelle. K Michelle came out talking her shit. We got a lot going on. But we are going to start with the educational portion so that when you see everything else, you'll say, bitch ain't shit. You know what I mean? You'll realize when you already know bitches ain't shit. You already got everything. But this little added factor is like, well, hold on. When you get the education first, we're going to do this first. Let's start here. And then once we see the videos, you say, oh, no, these bitches is really worse than I thought. When we thought they was worse than we thought before. Let's start. So I got to do some reading for y'all. If you want to read along, choose to. If not, I got you. So we're covering the first thing this week, pelvic inflammatory disease. Now, Now, hey, that nigga, have you ever do you know K Michelle? Oh man. K Michelle trying to do IVF, man. K Michelle is the worst. She is the last person that should be talking. But guess what? When you watch other content creators, they won't show you how horrible K Michelle is. They just know that she had a botched BBL, brother said her pussy stink, all these different things. No, no. That woman's doing IVF babies, trying to make cartoon character babies. The bitch had some deformed embryos and all this wild shit, and she discarded. I mean, it'll make your heart drop. But anyway, let's start here. Pelvic inflammatory disease, PID. So remember, guys, if you hear people talking about PID and they're trying to talk around you, pelvic inflammatory disease, PID. Now let's get to it. I hate to do this, but we have an enemy and they trying to make us think that they're not our enemy. No, bitch. Yes, you are. PID is more prevalent in black women compared to white women in the United States. While the exact reasons for this disparity are complex, which you know is a lie, it's linked to factors like higher rates of sexually transmitted infections, STIs, including chlamydia and gonorrhea, and potentially socioeconomic factors. Black women also experience higher rates of PID-related complications like infertility. Okay, guys? Now, what are black women carrying their whole shit on when it comes to I'm a woman? You a man, I'm a woman. They're carrying it on the ability to have a cycle and the ability to make babies. Nothing else. They don't choose to be a woman in any other regard. You understand me? But we have learned that they don't even want periods. They wish they could never have a period. So that's almost transgender like. So we realize they don't want periods. Now, what's the second factor? PID and other things that we have already discussed, but PID related complications like infertility. So, in our community, black women don't want periods and they struggle with infertility. Random bonus tip. I was just watching on Channel 7 this morning where they are trying to get federal money in New York. They're trying to get federal money for women to freeze their eggs for free. That's how bad the black box is. And people don't want to talk about this. Okay? Why do they freeze their eggs? Because their box can't birth. Okay, so let's just stick with this subject right here. I'm sorry about that. It was a bonus tip. Now, black women also experience higher rates of PID-related complications like infertility. Key points, guys. I'm doing this before we get to the video, so when you hear the women talking, you like, oh, this bitch lying. Yo, this bitch ain't shit. Oh, this woman's telling the truth. Oh, she's real. That's why we doing this first, okay? The key points: higher prevalence in black women. Studies show higher prevalence of PID amongst black women compared to white women. Risk factors: STIs like chlamydia, gonorrhea are significant risk factors for PID, and black women experience higher rates of these infections. Okay? Socioeconomic factors: neighborhood economic status can influence PID rates. Okay, what does that mean? Neighborhood economic status can influence PID rates. What does that mean? That means that, I hate to say this, that means that, like, say, hypothetically, a woman, she wants to get with a guy who is rich or whatever, like P. Diddy, and she gets all these diseases and brings it back to the hood. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's like. P. Diddy fuck you, send you back to the hood. You got all these STIs and shit. And that's why they say neighborhood economic status can influence PID rates in black women, potentially contributing to disparities. Okay. That means that if you a hoe in the hood, you more, oh, that nigga cook, baby. I'm not trying to Hey, I'm not trying to censor you. Talk your shit. I'm just giving the information. You are a vouch for a box investigator over here. All your determinations and your findings, we trust. Now, the complications. PID can lead to infertility. Pay attention to the key words, guys. PID can lead to infertility, ectopic pregnancy, and chronic pelvic pain, with Black women experiencing higher rates of tubal factor infertility, a major cause of infertility. Now we have all these other things. Now we start to say tubal factor. How do you get the tubal factor infertility? We're going to get to that. Okay. But remember, PID can lead to infertility, ectopic pregnancy, and chronic pelvic pain, with Black women experiencing higher rates of tubal factor infertility. Okay. Symptoms. Symptoms can include lower abdominal pain. What I always teach you niggas. Don't ever let a bitch get around you and say, "Ooh, my stomach hurt." Don't ever just sit there, ask questions, okay? Symptoms can include lower abdominal pain, abnormal vaginal discharge. Pay attention. Abnormal vaginal discharge, fever, and pain during intercourse. PID. Okay? Black woman. Okay? Abdominal pain, abnormal vaginal discharge, fever, and pain during intercourse. I've already taught you guys they'll fuck you in discomfort, but now it's just popping up everywhere for you guys. Diagnoses. PID is often diagnosed based on symptoms, medical history, and physical examination, as there isn't a single definitive test. Well, they'll do that. They'll say random stuff like that, but we know that women ain't really going to get checked. They'll live with pain for a while. Treatment. Treatment typically involves antibiotics and is crucial to treat sexual partners to prevent reinfection. So now, as a boy becomes to a man, he ain't got no diseases. When he do get a disease, it came from a woman. Okay? And that's the only way that man ever had a disease. Okay? So if he gave it to somebody, remember, it came from a woman. Okay. So it's crucial to treat sexual partners to prevent reinfection. Bitches don't do that. They just treat themselves. Pay attention, guys. Prevention. Efforts include practicing safe sex, getting screened for STIs, and seeking prompt treatment for any infections. Why the disparity between white and Black? While the exact reasons for PID rates in Black women are multifaceted, research points to several contributing factors. Higher rates of STIs, we already covered all that. Healthcare and access to quality, okay? Biological factors, okay? Endometriosis misdiagnosis, okay? There's evidence that endometriosis, which is more common in Black women, may sometimes be misdiagnosed as PID. So it's always for you guys to understand that, because we cover a lot of endo. Okay. Now, it is important to note that not all Black women will experience PID. They will have good pussy, and many factors could contribute to an individual's risk. They're not going to get diagnosed early. So that was just the beginning for you guys. Okay. So you know that PID, Black woman, they don't check themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They hide from the men. They won't let us assist them in getting the right care, because it's something that is affecting the pussy. Once you're affecting the pussy, that's something to hide. Why, Prince? Because the men love the pussy, and they know that the men won't look at the factors of the pussy to say how she's not good enough, and they'll throw you that pussy anyway. Okay, so we realize that PID is from transmitted infections. Okay? Don't get it confused. This is about infections, okay? Inflammatory. It's flamed up. It's flamed up in there. And that is the first subject matter that we will cover today. Just remember, guys, PID is really based on STIs, infections. So when you hear women talk about something in their fallopian tubes, something with the cervix and all this stuff, it's an infection. Don't let these bitches tell you different. Okay? And guess how long that infection was? Who knows? Because if it went from here to up there, they carried it for a while. You understand? So just stay there for a moment, and now let's move on. Now remember, there were some key points in there. It was infections, and it was, oh, I hope I didn't remove the wrong shit. It was infections, and it was ectopic pregnancies. Okay, we're gonna cover ectopic pregnancies this today as well. It's going down out here, King. You niggas gonna learn how this pussy been doing us dirty. All right. I don't want to have no damn graphics up here, man. That should have grossed you the fuck out. These graphics will gross you guys out. All right.
And chlamydia trachomatis, which are responsible for the sexually transmitted infections gonorrhea and chlamydia. Occasionally, PID can be caused by other forms of bacteria introduced into the reproductive tract by surgery, abortion, or even normal vaginal childbirth. Most of the
Pay attention. Don't let them talk around us. So we got the gonorrhea, we got the chlamydia, but don't forget abortion. We always say over here, the black woman's abortion over under is 2. And they're saying 1 can fuck up your PID, can fuck up your bacteria.
By other forms of bacteria introduced into the reproductive tract by surgery, abortion, or even normal vaginal childbirth. Most of the time, the infection is caused only by one type of bacteria, but in 30 to 40% of cases, it becomes polymicrobial. Essentially, the original infection makes it easier for other bacteria to settle into the reproductive tract.
Now, this is important, okay? This is important. Now, it will weaken you. So if you don't get your stuff treated, it will weaken you, making you more susceptible to getting more infections. And as you go through class this week or today, possibly, you'll learn how they always weaken their autoimmune system by all of the things that they take. You see what I'm saying? And we don't have no control over these bitches, dog. So it's really bad.
In 30 to 40% of cases, it becomes polymicrobial. Essentially, the original infection makes it easier for other bacteria to settle into the reproductive tract. Because of the relationship with chlamydia and gonorrhea infections, sexually active females, particularly those that have multiple sexual partners and don't use condoms, are at most risk of developing PID.
That's why I do this for that nigga, because he's the one that's really trying to understand this game. Well, everybody too, but he's dead serious. Let's play it back.
Gonorrhea infections, sexually active females, particularly those that have multiple sexual partners and don't use condoms, are at most risk of developing PID.
So, when you see a woman coming on Kendra G and say, I had sex last night, I had sex within the last month or whatever, no condom, then she gonna come let me bang it up with no condom. I'm gonna do the bitch dirty, so she gonna get somebody else to bang it up with no condom. And this is how this shit works. But it ain't more so hurting us, it's hurting her.
Full sexual partners and don't use condoms are at most risk of developing PID. Some women will have few or no symptoms of PID. When there are noticeable symptoms, they include pelvic pain, tenderness around the ovaries and fallopian tubes, fever, and abnormal vaginal discharge. Diagnosis of PID is usually based on clinical.
A lot of bitches, they say, well, I got bacterial vaginosis. I got a yeast infection. My discharge is messed up. they're not even understanding this, the PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. So yes, you do have that too. You have the yeast, you have the bacteria, and you have this settling in your fallopian tubes and cervix. Okay? Pay attention to that for when we get to these videos where these bitches lying about how the baby's in her fallopian tube and she don't know why. Pay attention now.
Tenderness around the ovaries and fallopian tubes, fever, and abnormal vaginal discharge. Diagnosis of PID is usually based on clinical findings, particularly pelvic pain and cervical motion tenderness, which is when mobilizing the cervix during a vaginal exam causes pain or discomfort. Tenderness in the right upper quadrant of the abdomen is also common if Fitzhugh-Curtis syndrome has developed. There's no specific test for PID, but there are some that can support the diagnosis, like testing vaginal discharge for signs of bacterial vaginosis, doing a nucleic acid amplification test to look for chlamydia and gonorrhea DNA in a sample taken from the inside of the vagina or cervix, or doing a laparoscopy of the fallopian tubes. An ultrasound can show if there's fluid in the fallopian tubes and whether a tubo-ovarian abscess or hydrosalpinx is present.
Sometimes the fallopian tubes, when this infection goes in it, right, it'll harden and it'll be like an infection in the tube hardening, and this non-infectious liquid that's supposed to flow through is blocking it. So say, you create life, the baby will get stuck up in there. Okay?
Ovarian abscess or
because of the hardened infection.
Hydrosalpinx is present. Treatment involves giving a mix of antibiotics, usually an injection of ceftriaxone or cefotetan, followed by 14 days of oral doxycycline and metronidazole to treat the bacterial infection responsible for PID.
Now, we're going to get to that too. It's something else called metronidazole. Guys, this stuff, when you start going down the rabbit hole of the pussy, it'll make your head pop. Pause.
Acetaminophen can be given to manage the pain until the antibiotics have treated the infection. Occasionally, surgery is needed to remove adhesions that are causing pain or to treat complications of PID.
Now, just remember, just stay with me. I have to do this so when we play the videos and you hear the way that the women lie about why this condition happened and why this and that happened, and you can see them lying because you know the real deal. That's why I'm doing this for you.
Such as tubo-ovarian abscesses and hydrosalpinx. All right, as a quick recap, pelvic inflammatory disease is an infection of the upper female reproductive system. It causes inflammation of the mucous membrane of the inner reproductive tract, which damages the epithelium and results in scarring and adhesions, particularly in the fallopian tubes. It's usually caused by Neisseria gonorrhoeae and Chlamydia trachomatis, which are...
It's usually caused. Do you hear that? It's usually caused by these things, the blocking of the fallopian tubes. Pay attention.
Epithelium and results in scarring and adhesions, particularly in the fallopian tubes. It's usually caused by Neisseria gonorrhoeae and Chlamydia trachomatis, which are the bacteria responsible for chlamydia and gonorrhea. Complications include infertility, ectopic pregnancies, and tubo-ovarian abscesses.
Complications include infertility, ectopic pregnancies, and tubo-ovarian abscesses. Okay, so just remember that when you hear these women talk about, well, I didn't know how this happened to me.
Thanks for
it. All starts with the chlamydia and the gonorrhea. Okay. All right, guys. All right, now let's cook. Damn, this shit'll break your heart. I'm gonna just play this clip, then we're gonna move on. Just one little portion right here, and we'll get back to her story. But
Brothers are back in this summer's juiciest blockbuster, now spooning everywhere.
Able to tell me that both of them were.
Now, the reason why I'm going to play this clip first is that you can see, yo, this is a good-looking woman, son. This is a good-looking woman. Okay? We're going to get back to her story. I just want you to hear this part really quick.
Great results with his semen analysis. Once the doctor examined the x-ray images, then he was able to tell me that both of them were blocked. One of them had a little bit of it going through, but barely anything. He said the reason I was able to get pregnant with Isaac was because of a miracle. He said Isaac is a miracle, and he's not the first doctor that's told me that.
Now, she has a son named Isaac that she had with a different man. Now she's with a married man, but we're going to get to that part of the story. I just wanted y'all to know that.
He said he was a miracle because
and Isaac was a miracle. She better, the better she looks, the higher the body count. Damn.
And he's not the first doctor that's told me that. He said he was a miracle because there's a very, 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 very small, tiny little opening, if anything, but it looks like they are both blocked. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the reason that he feels that they were blocked. This is not an 100% accurate determination because there's just no way that he can 100% tell me this is the reason why you're.
Now, this is when the bitch is lying, but she's telling the truth. The doctor was 100% accurate. The bitch don't want to even believe the doctor. Listen up.
Determination because there's just no way that he can 100% tell me this is the reason why your tubes have damage. But it is because I had an STD. I had chlamydia when I was 18 years old.
Is it starting to make sense, that nigga? That nigga, is it starting to make sense, that nigga? I put this together for you, brother. I appreciate you, son. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. You hear me, son? I do this for barbershop niggas in the plaza. Let's get it.
As I had an STD, I had chlamydia when I was 18 years old.
Okay. Now, that nigga. Talk to me, man. Come on, man. Don't leave me out here like this. I do this for you. Do you see how we put this together? Do you see how we did this? Okay. Now let's break that down. She had it when she was 18. What did we teach you? They'll just like, don't give a fuck. You understand? They won't keep taking care of themselves. See that?
Now, I'm going to share with you guys the reason that he feels that they were blocked. This is not an 100% accurate determination because there's just no way that he can 100% tell me this is the reason why your tubes have damage. But it is because I had an STD. I had chlamydia when I was 18 years old.
Introducing Wegovy through Hims.
That nigga, what did them people tell you? They told you, what did they tell you about this fallopian tube thing? Don't ever let anybody tell you different, son. They told you it was gonorrhea, chlamydia. Okay? Plus other bacteria. Because then you got the endo. You got everything going on down there. The whole face is the SCI. Oh, God. Come on, man. Come on. Yo, they done pissed you off this morning. Let's go.
And accurate determination because there's just no way that he can 100% tell me this is the reason why your tubes have damage.
Why did they tell us the tubes have damage? Pelvic inflammatory disease. How do you get pelvic inflammatory disease? Gonorrhea, chlamydia, usually. Abortions can also do it too. Let's go.
There's just no way that he can 100% tell me this is the reason why your tubes have damage. But it is because I had an STD. I had chlamydia when
Yo, this bitch got 2 million subscribers. Bitch got 2 million subscribers, son. I never heard of this bitch a day in my life. And they send this bitch video to me.
But It is because I had an STD. I had chlamydia when I was 18 years old. And he said that causes a lot of damage to your reproductive system. So it's just so insane to me that a careless decision that I made when I was 18 years old is now something that has affected me tremendously.
I had chlamydia when 18 years old. The doctor told me that shit gonna fuck you up, or you let that shit fuck you up. You understand me? And she's looking up in the air like, oh, really? No, 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 no. Damn, that nigga. Nigga said, yo, I'm speaking from experience. The last lady I was married to could have been one of your videos. Man. So it's a reason why they sent me to you. Unbelievable, son. They sent me to a real professional. Yo, one day, like I say, when one day we got to set up, man, you know, because we're here to help women's health. I know we go about it a rough way, but you cannot fuck niggas over like this. She said she had it when she was 18. She knew her pussy wasn't shit, but she looked good. She looked good.
Decision that I made when I was 18. STD. I had chlamydia when I was 18 years old. And he said that causes a lot of damage to your reproductive systems.
The doctors told me, yo, that nigga, all I show is good men. All I show is good men. People call me a bad man, you know what I mean? But I know we are, man, they could never tell me about a black man's a bad man, because I know all a nigga want is a bitch. Like we want it the way it was in the 60s, bitches to be down. That's all we ever wanted, man. We good with that. Like niggas know I'm extra good to my bitch, and she still finds a way to be pissed off at me and all this other shit. That's why I always go get me some box. Bitch gonna be pissed off anyway. Crazy. Anyway, because I don't like that any man get a bad rap out here because a bitch said so. I wish I would, knowing that everything when you talking about a bitch is fake until it's involving her pussy. Come on, man. We know the real truth. Everything is based on this pussy. As good as she looks, she got 2 million subs. But what's the real deal? Let her tell you.
And he said that causes a lot of damage to your reproductive system. So it's just so insane to me that a careless decision that I made when I was 18 years old is now something that has affected me tremendously. Decision that I made. So it's just so insane to me that
it's so insane to her, that nigga. It's so insane to her that you push your pussy on a chopping block, it gets chopped, and she's upset.
Damage to your reproductive system. So it's just so insane to me that a careless decision that I made when I was 18 years old is now something that has affected me tremendously.
When? Yo, that nigga, here's my first question, class. Here's my first question. Everybody knows the answer to this question. This is the number one question I ask every show, and we'll play it back so you can get an extra hint.
This decision that I made when I was 18 years old is now something that has affected me tremendously.
Now, she wants to have a baby, and the decision that she made when she was 18 years old is affecting her tremendously. How could that be? Why would she say it's affecting her tremendously now as opposed to any other time in life? You guys know the answer to this question. Come on, man. This is too easy. Now my white bitch worships the ground I walk on. Let's get it. I just wanna freak your body, yaddy, yaddy. Yes. Somebody's girl is at this party. Yo, look, man, we ain't playing with these bitches. And like I say, it's only gonna get worse. You get a good nigga like that nigga, you let that man go get what he desire, and somebody that desire him, which is not your black ass. It's only gonna get worse. Now, this woman said that Something that she did at 18 is affecting her now because now she has a good husband. All her beauty, all her YouTube and everything paid off, and she got the good husband. But she can't have no babies because of her chlamydia. Yes, that nigga. She got a husband now. Yes. It's the age-old question.
This decision that I made when I was, he said that causes a lot of damage to your reproductive system. So it's just so insane to me that a careless decision that I made when I was 18 years old is now something that has affected me tremendously. Just please make sure that you guys are careful out there because it happens. It's happening to me. I feel good. I feel happy. I'm excited. The doctor recommended that we do IVF, and our next steps are to take some classes that we're actually going to take online or over the phone on the computer.
What I teach you niggas? What did I teach you niggas? You make all this money in life. You bag the bad bitch. You bag the bad bitch. You like, yo, I'm having babies with you, bitch. You know I got all this money. Bitch got you going through IVF where you could have a fucking handicapped baby. And you letting this bitch pull you through this dumb shit. Telling me that ain't a good man? That's a great man. He's an outright asshole. That he when he grew up, he said, yeah, I'm gonna have me an IVF baby when I grow up. That's what I'm gonna do. He did not say that. He said, I'm gonna have me some babies. I'm gonna be successful and I'm gonna have me some babies to pass my money to. He did not say IVF. It was never in the term. And it's only in the term because of these black bitches and other bitches as well.
Take some classes that we're actually going to take online or over the phone.
Yo, she fleeced them, that nigga. She fleeced them.
Full out there because it happens. It's happening to me. I feel good. I feel happy. It's now something that has affected me tremendously. Just please make sure that you guys are careful out there because it happens. It's happening to me. I feel good. I feel happy. I'm excited. It happens. It's happening to me. I feel good. I feel happy. I'm excited.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But notice none of these bitches are telling right. That's that nigga, you on it, man. Let me tell you something. That's what we gonna talk about when we do the K Michelle next show. When we do the K Michelle next show, we're gonna talk about this bitch ain't even trying to tell young bitches what's really going on. Like we going from a whole different angle, and you caught me. You got me, son. That's fucked up, that nigga. You busted my next story.
It's affected me tremendously. Just please make sure that you guys are careful out there because it happens. It's happening to me. I feel good. I feel happy. I'm excited.
Now, to see a bitch just lie in my face like that, it pains me, you know, because you don't gotta lie. Ma'am, you are a wreck.
Doctor recommended that we do IVF, and our next steps are to take some classes that we're actually going to take online or over the.
So you excited that you got to take IVF classes because your pussy ain't shit. That's you telling me you are happy and excited about that, or are you more happy and excited that you got your husband that's willing to do this dumb shit with you? Which one?
Our next steps are to take some classes that we're actually going to take online or over the phone on the computer. You can also attend with the nurses. So basically the nurses are going to inform Jesse.
Yo, news flash. Yo, we about to call out. Yo, I hate to say this. This is fucked up. I noticed something over the weekend. It came to my thought path and I was like, yo, we got to call out Rizza Islam. I see what Rizza Islam's doing. He trying to get with the women, right? He trying to get with the women and talk about all this reproductive health because he know they all fucked up. So he's trying to be at the forefront of getting the federal money, trying to get a federal grant for women's reproductive health. We got to go at that nigga. Well, I do. Because he's going about this. I see what you doing, nigga. No, we want the federal grant. But what's going on is not trying. No. They need to be chastised for fucking up their own bodies. This is some other shit. This ain't no, yo, we need women's reproductive health so they could take all these stupid drugs for free. No. No, hell no. She's definitely not happy. She's more worried about the man leaving. You damn right.
We're actually going to take online or over the phone on the computer. You can also attend with the nurses. So basically, the nurses are going to inform Jesse and I of everything that we have to do and all that stuff. So that's some orientation, is basically what it is, an orientation. And that's going to be done over the phone. And then they're going to talk about the financial part of it. So
there we go, guys. She got 2 million subs. So they're going to talk about the financial part. She got 2 million subs. Let's go.
Is it covered by insurance, so on and so forth? I don't think my insurance covers any of that because I already spoke to another doctor before and it didn't. So we're just going to figure out, like, we're going to find out basically how much it's going to cost. August 2nd.
There you have it. You make your money as a black man. You bag the baddie. You try to get the bitch pregnant. Her pussy fucked up, right? So what happened? The doctors say, look, player, we can do an IVF, but that baby's not coming out of her pussy. She got to get a C-section. You know what I'm saying? He like, all right, cool. Right? They like, okay, her insurance don't cover that because this is like cosmetic. You understand? And so they like, so the player like, all right, cool. This is my baby. I got to pay for this. There's no man on the green earth that grew up saying, yo, when I grow up, I'm going to be successful and I'm going to have to pay to make a baby. What? Let me tell you something, pimp. You done lost your rabbit ass mind.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
This been going on forever, player. You get a bad bitch and her pussy's fucked up. This been forever.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
Yo, son, that's how long I've been on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've been on this shit forever, that nigga. I was like, yo, damn. Even Scarface got beat.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
That's what happened. You get the money, you get the bad bitch. She got 2 million STD followers. You know what? You right. Her comment section was saying some things.
2nd is our meeting. We're going to be traveling, but that's why we're going to do it over the phone. And that's an option also. So you don't have to attend, like I said. Jesse and I are planning on having 2 more children. So we are going to try with 2 embryos. And once I go through the journey, I'll be able to explain it a little bit more with more detail. But today, basically, I finally figured out why I haven't been getting pregnant. I just want you to know, if you're going through this, there is nothing to be ashamed about. I don't feel less of a woman because my fallopian tubes are not working properly.
See, I don't like that nigga. You supposed to say, because my fallopian tubes are not working properly based on the chlamydia that I caught when I was 18. See, you see what I'm saying? You just can't. How can you have a conversation with these people? But guess what she's going to say to me? She's going to say, but I had said that earlier. There you go. But you had also said you was happy and you felt good earlier. You repeated that. But at that point, I'm in too deep in the conversation. I done lost. I'm not doing that. You understand? You cannot try to make sense with these people, yo. And you gotta realize, bitch got money. There's no sense to be made. But I bet she don't want that husband to leave.
I just want you to know, if you're going through this, there is nothing to be ashamed about. I don't feel less of a woman because my fallopian tubes are not working properly. And you're not less of a woman. If you're not able to conceive naturally, that doesn't make you less of a woman. I know the doctor was like, oh.
You see how they'll just lie to each other? And that's what that money has fucked our community up. Fuck you mean that don't make you less of a woman when some poor bitch spitting out 5 babies. And guess what? Your husband could go there and put 5 more in her. What if that was his qualifications? What if he lived his life based on the Pussycat Facts report and he wanted to have more than one fucking baby? He wanted to have a real baby, and he wanted to see a real birth and live the life. But that's what they think of you niggas, man. Yes, you are less of a woman if you can't reproduce. Praise Jesus.
Amen.
I'm sorry to tell you the bad news. And I was like, this is not bad news to me. This is good news because now I know what I need to do, the next steps that I need to do to move.
I can't let that go. Ma'am, your husband did not find out about your chlamydia blocking your fallopian tubes until he married you and couldn't conceive. Let's cut the bullshit. Ain't like you was sitting around telling that part of your life when y'all was talking. You could just cut that out.
The doctor was like, oh, I'm sorry to tell you the bad news. And I was like, this is not bad news to me. This is good news because now I know what I need to do, the next steps that I need to do to move forward. My husband is.
Yo, the doctor said it was bad news, but she didn't give a fuck. And look who she drags in it. Her husband. Let's go.
The bad news. And I was like, this is not bad news to me. This is good news because now I know what I need to do, the next steps that I need to do to move forward. My husband is really excited about it. He's super supportive. I know I'm going to have to take this hormone pill that's going to stimulate the growth in my ovaries. And I'm probably going to turn into a major B word. And I already warned him. I'm like, this is going to happen. Nah, I don't know if it's going to happen. But when I get my period, I definitely.
So let me ask you this question, sister. Do you think he should have to go through all that bullshit just to reproduce life? Or just to be with a woman? Let me ask you this question, sis. What if he wanted 5 kids? Would you let him go do that? Would you just let that man go have the dreams that he wants? Or would you be a selfish person and keep him all to yourself? Oh, he wouldn't want to do that. No, hypothetically, if he did, would you let him? Would you say, yo, I really wish the best for you, man? Just like I can't give you what you want. As men in this culture, we get way too hung up on beauty. We used to pick women based on their sturdiness and their ability to breathe. That is the fact of the day. That's the fact of the day. And you know I don't even give facts of the day. That is what we always base it on. Health and wellness. That's all we ever base this stuff on, son. And it's so funny, yo, that we still do. It's just that a lot of our brothers are programmed. And they actually, a lot of my own homeboys, they like, no, I want the bitch with the wig and the weave. I like all that. Like a lot of our brothers are just, just not like the women just programming their own way to just like go with the flow until it's too late. And this type of shit happens, man. I can't blame anybody. But when I start looking, she said she caught chlamydia at 18. Now, you smart at everything else, sis. You didn't know what that would do to your body? Did you have some abortions as well? We could get into your history. We can show how you fucked this pussy up. We can show it. I didn't even mean to get into this video this long, man. I wanted to, make it. I get upset. I ain't gonna lie, man. I get upset. I ain't gonna hold you. I did not know women were fucking up like this in mass. Yo, I was driving through the hood yesterday, just looking at all young bitches with stupid weaves in their hair, stupid hoodies and jeans on, and stupid looking. And I'm just looking at all this shit, man. I'm sitting there saying, and your pussy fucked up because they don't feed you right. They don't do shit. Fucking up the generations to come, man. And look at this bitch. How is she any better? She's gonna birth. That's why I always tell y'all, they will birth anything to you niggas, nigga. Fucking baby gotta wear a fucking helmet. You think she give a fuck? I do. That shit ain't cool, son. I told y'all the story about Q and Teresa. Fucking baby came out with a helmet. Q said, here, take this child support. I will never be in that baby's life. Man's not playing. Like, you can't do this to men, B.
Definitely get moody, and I know some women are like, don't blame you being a B word in your on your period. But no, like, my period does change me dramatically for a few days. It really does. Like, if I am being the biggest, like, just annoyed, if I'm annoyed at the simplest things and I haven't got my period, I know that my period is right around the corner. And then usually when I get my period, I'm like, oh, that's why I was being a B word. So anyways, guys, I'm really excited to continue to share my.
Now, here's the question, sis. Here's the question. This is the question. If you're a B word around your period, let me ask you this question. What is the excuse on why you're a B word when you're not on your period? Oh, you're never a B word when you're not on your period? Okay. Enough said.
Journey with you guys. A lot of people were asking me, this is like one of the biggest questions that I get asked all the time, if Jesse and I are still open to the possibility of adopting children. And the big news now is that we are officially a resource family. So at
There you have it, that nigga. They are an adoption family. Damn. Jesse, her husband name is Jesse. Jesse got fucked over.
And the big news now is that we are officially a resource family. So at any moment, we can get a phone call and we can get asked if we want to have children in our home. We have
Jesse got fucked.
Space for a baby toddler. And we also have space for a child between the ages of 7 and below. So we have.
What man wanted this?
At any moment, we can get a phone call and we can get asked if we want to have children in our home. We have space for a baby toddler. And we also have space for a child between the ages of 7 and below.
So that tells the whole story. Jesse and her, she and Jesse, they have a lot of money. All they ever, I know Jesse. All Jesse ever wanted was at least 2 children to take care of and to leave his money. She said they got space for a toddler and another child. And I think she got a child before Jesse. Okay. So that's a successful man. Now, the question is, should any successful man have to go through this? And the second question is, do you think he thought he would have to go through that for babies when he grew up? Because I damn sure didn't.
And we also have space for a child between the ages of 7 and below. So we have a bed for a big kid like Isaac, and we also have a crib, we have a bassinet, and we have all of that set up. We've actually been approved as a resource family for quite some time now, several months now, and we have yet to hear from the social worker. So I don't know what's going on. We've tried calling and everything, and my only concern is that there's so many children in the system. Why is this taking so long? Like, we are already approved. I want to know, why is it taking so long for us to get a phone call? Thank you so much for watching.
There you go, guys. A bitch with all of that, I would say chaos. All that chaos going on the basic free thing of life. That her life is so much based in money that she got to do all that to adopt because her pussy ain't shit. But she gonna sit her fucking ass up there looking good, acting like she's wholesome. Major thing that's happening in the Black community. And that was our start, man. We're starting off with a big show. We got I'm doing show after show today, man. That neck, you know what I mean? Stay with me if you can. You know, I'm doing show after show, play. I ain't playing. Also, I definitely want you on my other channel, man. Matter of fact, let's do that while it's just me and you here, man. Because I want you to disagree with me over there. Matter of fact, we'll do it next show because I'm not set up. I got all this other shit going on. But yeah, man. So the story that we're dealing with today, players, will be you learn what P.I.D is. So P.I.D, pelvic inflammatory disease. Oh shit, I got these screenshots we had to read. Oh no, that's gonna be how. Okay, so P.I.D, pelvic inflammatory disease, can be caused by, usually caused by STIs, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and so you figure a woman will catch that at 18, treat it a little bit, but not stay on top of it. Oh man, oh God. Jesse fell in love with a sewer rat. Dang. And you know why I like that? Because this is how, like, we look past the beauty. We look how you carried your life. Because that's what's more important when you're trying to, you got to be grown to get with a man. And you want a man that's balling and all that, but look at you. You're a sewer rat in real life, not all this fake shit with the makeup. And the best thing that you really, really should be saying is, look, I am the ultimate sex toy for Jesse. You know, if I don't got my period, me and Jesse, we get the ball out. Shit, my tubes are blocked from the chlamydia that I had when I was 18. So he just gets to fuck me because I can't have no babies. That's what the fuck she need to be saying. But I'm wrong. All right, we're going to come back with the K. Michelle, yo.